Okay. Hello and welcome to Tarot for Two. My name's Tania Pryputniewicz, and I'm here with my Tarot for Two companion and tarot buddy, Mary Ann. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Tanya.
We wanted to begin today by sharing some new ways we've been playing with the tarot since our last podcast, which was 3 years ago, Mary, I think.
I guess so. I don't really
Uh,
remember how long ago it was.
yeah. Well, we previously were pulling a card that we would live with through the whole month, and then Mary and I would write to that card of the month and post those writings to our blog. But we sort of landed on a new way of reading. Do you want to talk about it, Mary?
Sure. Well, it evolved over time. We landed on a few new ways of reading. I think what happened was we started picking one card every day instead of a card of the month. It was the card of the day, right? And texting each other about the card of the day and what we, thought it had to do with the day, right? Is that what you remember?
Yeah, I do. That sounds right.
And then we decided based on a exercise that you had read about to separate the deck into a pile for major arcana, a pile for minor arcana, and a pile for face card. And every day we picked one of each out of the Thoth deck, as we were always pronouncing it. And then we sort of found out it's supposed to be the Thoth deck, but we still call it the Thoth deck. We can't help it. So, and then so we would pick three cards every day, one major, one minor, one face, and text those to each other and say what that we thought that was saying to ourselves and or saying to us. And then didn't you have a little formula for how those three cards talked to each other?
Yeah, I think that the exercise for separating the deck into three piles, I've seen it in a couple different tarot books. One was Mary Greer's Tarot for Yourself, and I think it was in reference to an exercise with the pages, and then Vicki Noble's Motherpeace Rituals and Practices with a Motherpeace Tarot. I'll have to clarify the title, but she had something called if it's a fate spread for the fates, or and she would have you pull out all of the majors, all of the minors, and all of the people cards, and you're looking at those three aspects of your life. Um, for our purposes, or for me, it was fun because I know oftentimes when pulling a card to focus on, there's that excitement around, ooh, am I going to get a major? And this was a way that I could be promised I'd get a major to look at my soul arc, a minor to look at how it might be manifesting in my daily life, and then a person card to help me think about either the people in my life or how I might be acting out of that mask or that role as the person card.
Yeah, and I think when we first started doing that, there was some little formula which I can't precisely remember now, but it was something like the major is the theme for the day, the face card is how you are acting out that theme, and the minor was uh, something you should know about that theme or something like that. So
Yeah,
we
how it would,
tried that for a while.
yeah,
Yeah.
how it might be actually showing up in your daily life. Yeah, that's a really nice way to break it down, Mary.
And then um, I don't remember how this happened, but somehow we got the idea to do it with two decks, the Thoth or Tho deck and the Rider Waite deck. So then we started picking three cards from each deck and and laying them out. So two majors, two minors, and two face cards, and one each from the two different decks, right?
Yeah.
At that point, it just got really cumbersome to start texting about all that stuff. At least it did for me. And I found out about a new communication uh, method, a little app called Marco Polo, where you can send a little video every day and you can post a photo on the video every day. So we started posting our readings for the day, those 6 card readings, to each other on Marco Polo, and then as we looked at our own posts, we would say to each other what we thought they were saying to us during that day, right? Is that how it goes for you too?
Yeah, and I think the original impulse was that often in our tarot lives, we've focused on the Thoth or Thoth deck. I still say Thoth because we've done it for so many years. The Thoth deck. And then, but oftentimes we also reference the Rider Waite. And I just remember feeling like, oh, we spent a whole year doing the 3 card spread. And then going into a second year, we thought, oh, I thought, let me switch to a different deck, but I still felt some allegiance to the other deck.
Right.
So we kept both instead of saying, I just have to have one or the other. We did an and.
Yes, exactly. And then something really dramatic happened when that happened. I The cards, at least for me, really started talking to me in ways that they had never talked before. And um, there's just something about that 6 card spread, um, with the three from the Thoth on the top and the 3 from the Rider Waite on the bottom, and the way. So, for example, today I got the Fool and the Temperance card together, and then for my face card I got Prince of Swords and Queen of Discs together, and then I got a 6 of Wands and a 6 of Swords together, and because it's there's a magic in that. It's the way that they line up. You see them in relation to each other. Sometimes they'll be, somebody will be facing somebody or looking away from somebody in the cards, and it's just kind of remarkable. Every day, it's this little magic thing that happens with the cards.
Yeah. And for me too, I've also started to notice, I know how far are we into this? Maybe 6 months again, but there's a circular energy for me where I also will, in my journal, I write row 1 and I write about what I think the top row is talking about in my life. And often row 2 is talking about something slightly different, sometimes same aspect. But then I've been noticing that the energy moves in a circle. Like I'll look at how that bottom card of the bottom row starts sending me back up to the last card, and I pour back through them almost in reverse order. And you can't help but notice body placement and which way certain cards are facing. And then you've got, the column by column conversation, major to major, person to person, minor mentor to minor mentor, and it's really fun.
Which is what I've really been focusing on more myself, is the columns by column instead of a row. Of course, I look at the row too, but I've noticed a lot of times that um, the top will talk to the one underneath it. And even sometimes, like if I have the star on the top, then it's pouring down energy, and then it pours down energy through the one below it. And somehow they start connecting in ways that I've never really had them do before. Not even in our more complicated readings that we do.
Yeah, it's fun. There's something magical, just like you said, about the number 6 and the 2 sets of 3s. And again, I'm always struck by body placement, symbols, colors, and I'll start to
Oh,
see shape.
yeah.
Like, oh, the page is holding a disc. Oh, it happens to look very much like uh, what were we talking about the other day?
The circle around the head of the hanged man, that's what we were talking about. You'll see in any given 6 card reading repeated circles in several of the cards, where and somehow it'll be, oh, that is looks like it's leading to this, and here now they're handing that disc to the place next to them. Or
Yeah.
um, you said it all when you said somehow it's gone from grammar to sentence. It's like it used to give us a bit of grammar. Now the cards give us a sentence every day,
Yeah.
and where they really talk.
Yeah. And it used to be trying to pin a whole month's worth of interactions and living to one particular card. And this just feels more fluid, I guess, also because we have the people cards and then the interaction of the daily mentor card.
Yeah, I agree. It feels much more fluid. And it's a daily thing too. It's not just a whole month with one card. But it's interesting to me too, the way that it evolved from that one card a month to the 6 cards a day that we share with each other every single day through the magic of technology and these apps we have on our cell phones.
Yeah, I love it.
So I get to look at your cards, and sometimes I can even see connections that you don't see, or you see connections that I don't see.
Yeah, I love it. I love listening to what you say and being able to see your cards as you're talking because the polo puts the picture up. So I see your picture,
Yes.
listen to your voice. And oftentimes I'll write down little phrases of things you say so that I can say them back to you when I'm talking to you so I can remember and I see different little patterns and that's so I'm not just doing the journey through the cards by myself. I get the gift of the years of your tarot eyes and what you see in the cards. So it's amazing. It's an amazing layering of tarot study. And I feel so much more connected to both of those decks. And that's just so if I think about moving to try this, say next year to a different set of decks, I can tell that I will still feel the pull of these two decks. Like I'm anchored into that imagery.
Yeah. Another good thing about this, what we're doing is it doesn't take that long either. I throw the cards in the morning, I take a photo of them, I put the photo on my Marco Polo to post to you, and then at some point in the day, I just open it up and say what I have to say about the cards and send
Right.
you the Marco Polo. And so even though it creates all these great benefits like layering and different relationships and new relationships with cards and our ongoing connection every single day, it doesn't even take that long.
Yeah, and it's very grounding. I look forward to it every day. I look forward to
Yeah.
showing you what I've gotten for the day, and then in the day, I'm always like, "Oh, at some point, I'm gonna get a polo for Mary about her cards, and she'll talk to me." And I also love that our cats are an active part of our tarot life, so they come and they walk across the cards or whatever it is. Sometimes I'll just send Mary a little cameo of where the pets are in the house during the day, and that's really fun too.
Yeah, it's really fun. Tanya, is there anywhere on our Tarot for Two website where people can ask questions if they have questions about any of this?
I think they can. Yeah, there's a comments. Their comments are enabled on the blog, so they can. I'll make sure that that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so if anybody would like to, I know this all sounds a little complicated, and I'm just wondering if anybody would like to ask a question or two about it or consult with us about it, if there's a way for them to do it so they can just fill it in the comments on the Tarot for Two website.
Yeah, and we also have a contact form on the website where they can also email us with any questions.
Great,
Yeah.
great, good. Tanya, do you want to say anything about you have a lot of upcoming uh, classes and webinars and stuff that you're offering? Do you want to say anything about any of those?
Yeah, I have ongoing tarot journaling class through San Diego Writers Inc., which you can find. I have links to it actually on our web page on our blog right here. Tarot for Two has links to upcoming teaching. So I teach there and through Antioch University's online inspiration to publication program. So if you wanted to tarot journal or go more in depth with some of the cards, I occasionally teach classes.
Great.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary, and we'll be back with another podcast soon.
Yes. Thank you, Tanya. And thank you, dear listener.
Tarot blessings on your week.
Yes.